Hi there. Welcome to Craft with Kathie. I have something new to show you, and it's actually time for Easter projects, I think. And this is a relatively new transfer called Room to Bloom. It is a C-size transfer, which means it's 12 inches wide by 18 inches tall. And there's 4 different images. The top one is perfect for Easter, but then we also have something for summer, something for spring, and Independence Day. We are also in the midst of Transfer Palooza, and Transfer Palooza allows you to buy 3 transfers and get the 4th transfer for free. And there's no limit. Any increments of 4 will give you a free transfer. So it will always be the lowest price transfer. So my way to get the best bang for my buck is I usually just get all transfers of one size when I'm placing my order. But we also have an amazing steal of a deal on some transfers, 50 and 70% off. And they also apply. Well, we have Easter in my hand. And then we have Soak in the Sunshine, perfect for summer. Make Room to Bloom, beautiful for spring. And Home of the Brave, excellent for Independence Day, 4th of July. So a nice, beautiful selection of 4 different type of occasions that you can make 4 different signs with the same transfer. And remember, our transfers are reusable 8 to 12 times or more. Ooh, this is nice and sticky. I'm fuzzing it right now to diminish the stickiness a little bit so it doesn't stick quite as snugly. And I'm sorry, there is my little dog right over to my side. I'm trying to get her to gain a little weight because she's dropped a lot of weight and he has some liver issues. And so I'm feeding her 3 Dr. Dodd's recommended food that I make myself 3 times a day to get a little bit more calories in her. And she just ate about a half hour ago, but she's trying to lick the bowl. Okay, so this is the flip side, and I used this actually at Valentine's Day with one side that said I love you and the other side said bunches, but I actually removed that a few minutes ago, just spritzed it with some water and use my board eraser to clean it up. And of course I've got a piece of fuzz on the back of my transfer here, wouldn't you know? Okay, so I'm going to apply my transfer to this sign. And I need to move down just a little bit. Sometimes with the shadow here, it's a little hard for me to see exactly where I have something lined up. No, it's off the edge a little bit. Now she's drinking water. What could I say? I'm sorry. She's a sweet little girl, but she's a noisy eater. Okay. So I'm smoothing it down, making sure I don't have any air bubbles in here. And I've got another little piece of fuzz or something down here. I picked up something. I don't know what it is. Okay. So basically, I'm going to do the words Happy Easter in nominee, but I'm going to use the hot mess technique for the border of the flowers and things. And of course I didn't clean any of my tools, so bear with me while I clean things up a moment here. So I'm going to do the hot mess technique, which means I'm going to use different color pastes. I'm going to use peach cobbler, a nice peachy, bright and cheery color. Oh, these are going to be, I was going to have some green, and I guess I didn't bring any green out here. Shimmer violet. Oh, this will be nice and bright. And glacier. So I'm going to just dab these 3 colors around the border. And then I'm trying to think, which should I do first? You know what? I think I'm going to do no, I'm going to do the border first and then I'll come back. Anyway, I have to think about that a little bit because the hot mess technique is going to take a little bit longer time-wise, and I don't want it drying because I'm using chalk paste. It is actually made from chalk, so it will dry out, and I don't want it drying and sticking to my surface. Well, the paste could actually dry into the silk screen, and then when I go to lift it up, it'll lift up instead of staying on my surface. But generally, if you work at a fairly quick pace, that's not an issue. And if you do run into the type of situation where you can't get it done as quickly as you'd wish, then all you need to do is use the paste and peel technique. And of course, what do I have? Nominee on this. It's a little bit harder to get the nominee off of tools, just because it's such a beautiful, beautiful metallic gold. So let me clean my stir stick up here so I've got enough things to do, and I really do have a pack of stir sticks somewhere around here. Brand new ones, but let me clean this up real quick and I'll show you how to do the hot mess technique. It's really lots of fun and actually very, very easy. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of my peach and I'm just going to dab it kind of all over. You know what? I'm going to actually do the border too. I don't really care. I was going to try and do that in the gold, but I think I'll just do the hot mess for the border and for the flowers around it. So I've got my peach spread out here. I'm going to clean off that stir stick. And grab some of the glacier. I'm coming at you from the suburbs west of Chicago. We're back to more normal like temperatures. It was so nice. There were a couple days that were up in the 70s, and it was like, wow, I could really get used to 70s in February, right? But now we're back to the 40s, and had really kind of mean thunderstorms last night, hail and everything. It was just a lot of thunder boomers and nickel-size hail and just a lot of craziness. And then, of course, the temperatures plummeted like 30 degrees, so what can you do? You never know what you're going to get for Chicago weather. It changes so quickly. I want to get some on that border. Okay. So I'm just putting different color paste down, and now I'm going to get my shimmer violet. And the thing when you do this is you don't want to muddy it up. You don't want to have, you don't want to mix it a lot where you turn it into a brown, because a lot of times if you mix your colors up, they will turn brown. So I'm going to go, once I've got this kind of all over here, I'm going to wet my finger, go over it with my finger and kind of blend it together a little bit. So I get this kind of marbly, kind of look or effect to it. You have to be careful there. I'm dabbing it and I don't want to go back. I picked up some glacier on my little stir stick. I don't want to go back and, put that back in my jar and contaminate the rest of the paste. And I might have actually done that a little bit. Okay. So I'm not going to put that back in the jar. Let me cover these up and show you how you do the hot mess technique. This really is so simple, and it makes, did you see that? Only I could do something like that. I swear. Dunk finger right in the jar. I wouldn't care, but I'm still putting some nail strengthener kind of polish on my nails. And unfortunately, sometimes the paste will color my nail. It won't just wash off, which is kind of weird. It is regular polish, it's fine. Okay, so I'm just going to wet my fingers a little bit, or mainly wet my index finger, and I'm going to swirl this around a little bit. See, I don't want to be careful not to muddy up the colors like I just did there. I might not have enough peach, and actually my peach feels like it's getting kind of dry because I wasn't working quick enough here. I wet my finger a little bit more. And instead of swirling, I think I'm going to just kind of dab it a little bit. When I go back over with the squeegee, I'll get them to blend together more. Okay, let's see what we get. Now I do want to make sure that I go get all the silk screen covered here. And I know I've gone a little bit off my transfer. It's okay. I'll clean that up later. Looks like peach might be the dominant color here. Now, I can't put my paste back in the jar because obviously I'm coming up with a mixed color. So I'm just going over things and then wiping my squeegee off on a Lysol wipe. And I'm going to actually do a little paste and peel here because it's taken me so long. So I pasted it. I'm going to lift up this transfer, just part of it, okay? Obviously, I went off the edge here. I clean that up. So I'm lifting up one side. I'm going to lift up the other side just for a minute, or not even a minute, but just basically to let that dry a little bit before I lay it back down. So it's paste a little, peel it up, paste a little bit more, peel it up. Is kind of what you're going for. I'm leaving the center still on my canvas. Oh, this one I really went off. Okay. And I don't have to clean the edges right now, but I'm going to. Gives me something to do while I let this rest a moment. I just want to make sure I don't get my wipe where I actually have the design. Okay, that doesn't have to be perfect. I could clean that up in a bit. Okay, so I still have the word Easter down here, or Happy Easter. Let me clean my fingers. Clean my squeegee. I swear I thought I had a second squeegee out here. Maybe I don't. Clean up my surface a little bit so I don't run my sleeves through it. And grab some of that nominee. Isn't this absolutely a beautiful, amazing gold, man? I'm really going through this, but I really love it. It is so, it has such a metallic quality to it. It's not quite like our shimmer. It actually is more of a, it has the shine and whatever, but it looks, it's more metallic. I guess the only way I could describe it. And it's just beautiful on so many different things. So I want to be careful not to get my border. So I'm going to pull towards me, and then I'll turn it around and do the same on the opposite side. Just makes it a little bit easier to control where my paste is really going. Now this flip sign's pretty cool because obviously it flips. So you could have one design on one side and keep it there and have another design on the other. Or you could have a design that coordinates with one image on one side and the coordinating image another, or a coordinating image on the other side. Okay, I'm just removing any of my excess paste here. Back in the jar. And it's peel and reveal time. Can we get any easier? Now all I have to do is run this transfer over to the sink. I'll use a little board eraser, which I cut in half to kind of clean off the top, and then I'll kind of wash the chalk paste off the back with my fingers. And then I will use a disinfecting wipe to make sure I got off all the paste. And then I will set it sticky side up to dry on a flat surface. And once it's dry, I could put it back on its backer. Now this is going to take a few minutes to dry, but can you see some of that shine? It'll get shinier as it dries. And it's going to be pretty dramatic. And this could obviously stand vertically or horizontally. And yes, I need to get a screwdriver and screw that in. I was taking it apart and then changed my mind. But basically, I don't want to smudge it while it's wet. I don't actually have to do that. I've got the I love you on one side and Happy Easter on the other. Simple, quick, and easy, right? Now, today marked the debut of our, I'm going to do a little cleanup here, of our preferred customer program called the Perks program. And I've had some questions from people asking about it, and I kind of see where there's a little misconception. There is an image that says you can purchase 3 different ways. You could be a Club Couture member to purchase Club. You could be a designer, or you could be a preferred customer. And yes, those are 3 ways that you could purchase, but you don't have to be any of those to purchase. Anyone is welcome to purchase. And the preferred customer program, the Perks program, is a great, amazing program, but it is not for everyone. Okay, and let me tell you why. It costs you $20 a month, and in return for that $20, you will get $20 a product credit. Great, so you get your money back. You also will get 30% off of any of your purchases. Pretty cool, right? You get access to Designer Studio, a great community of talented designers that share their projects and are more than willing, if someone's stumped and says, oh, what do you think I should use, this color or this color, or what do you think this would go better on what type of surface? Everybody jumps in and offers their advice and their ideas, so it's a great community of talented designers. So the 30% off, access to Designer Studio, and then of course different perks and whatever along the way. So that's great. It's called the Perks program. You could just go to my website for that and join up if that fits you. If it doesn't, don't worry. You're welcome, no matter how you want to purchase or whatever fits your style or your need, or whatever. You know, it's a great program for creators and makers that don't want to be designers but would like a great big discount on their supplies. So that's what it's there for. Everyone's welcome. Any questions, just drop me a comment or personal message me. It's fine. I'm here to help. Hi, Linda. How you doing? Isn't it? It's sweet. It's not too flashy. I mean, I could have used different colors. I was actually going to do it in the shimmer violet for the wording. And then I thought, oh no, there I am, the nominee. I'm in love with the nominee. What can I say? But I think this is nice. It's a little understated. And if I don't like it, if I say, oh, it just doesn't have enough pop, all I have to do is spritz it with water, wipe it off, and do it again. How simple is that? Clean them. Thank you so much for watching tonight. I am going to be doing some things for St. Pat's coming up. And then, of course, a whole bunch more of Easter. And I have got the most adorable bunny. Wait until you see it. It's beautiful. So that's tonight's project. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you soon.